The Amex Business Platinum has been one of my favorite cards because we've been traveling so much. To be honest, it has one of the most benefits I've ever seen with a credit card. We've been traveling for over 9 months now, and it has given me so many free flights and lounge access, and that's why I wanted to talk about this today. I want to go over the pros and cons of this card to see if it makes sense for you. It definitely has changed the game for me with traveling, because back in the day when I was traveling from 2016 to 2018, I didn't use credit cards the way I do now, but it has opened up a world of opportunity because of the free hotel stays, the free flights, and things like that, and it's just amazing. But as a disclaimer, you should only get a credit card if you can be responsible and pay your bills on time. If you're able to do this, you're going to be able to boost your credit score as well as get points and cashback rewards and so much more. Now, if you're interested in the Amex Business Platinum, I'm going to link it in the description below. With signing up, you also get a hefty welcome bonus if you meet the spending requirements, which I'll talk about in this video. As a bit of background, we had over $25,000 in property taxes that we had to pay last year. I know that sounds crazy, but it's because we have a portfolio of $5 million in real estate. Because I knew this, I wanted to open new cards and just reap the benefits, because when you open new cards and pay with it, you're able to get welcome bonuses and get points from it. After doing a ton of research, ton of studying, I decided that the Amex Business Platinum was the right choice for me. Now, when you pay taxes with your credit cards, you do have to pay a 2 to 2.5% in processing fees, and also with the cards we chose, you do have to pay an annual fee. But I thought it was worth it to hit the welcome bonus, plus there's other benefits as well, which I'll get into in this video. The Amex Business Platinum was one of 3 cards that we opened, and it ended up giving us over $375,000 in points from doing so. If this were just a 1-to-1 ratio, that'd be equivalent to $3,750 in benefits. However, by transferring points to different airlines, you can easily 2 to 6x that. For example, I bought first class flights for 52,000 points plus $242, which if I bought in cash would have cost $3,700 per ticket. So as a tip, when you're making big purchases, you can strategize with your different credit cards so it can pay off big time. All right, now let's get into the specific benefits of the Amex Business Platinum. So first off, here are the points benefits. You can get 5x points on flights and hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. The problem is you do have to book those through the portal, which I don't think is the best way to do it anyway. But you can also get 1.5x on eligible purchases in different key categories, as well as if you spend $5,000 or more. This includes US construction material and hardware supplies, so this is good if you're a real estate investor and you have renovations you have to make. It also includes electronic goods retailers, as well as shipping providers, software, and cloud system providers. This is great if you're working on your online business. And then, like mentioned, you get 1.5x if you spend $5,000 or more, up to $2 million on these purchases, and this is good if you do online ads and you have to spend a lot of money every month. Anything else would be 1x on eligible purchases. Now, for number 2, one of my favorite benefits is the Dell statement credit, so you get $400 in Dell statement credit every year. Now, just to note, when it says $400, it actually means $200 for the first 6 months and then $200 for the next 6 months. So you don't want to spend $400 right off the bat. You should do it in those 2 stages. So every January to June and then July to the end of the year, I basically spend $200 on Dell.com on different things. So while we've been traveling, I've just been ordering things like adapters, portable phone chargers, external hard drives. I also even bought Adobe Photoshop because they include that as well. So if you are maximizing this $400, it already takes off a lot of the annual fee. All right, number 3, another great benefit is $200 in airline credit. So what does that actually mean? It means things like checked bags and in-flight refreshments. So when you pay for these things, Amex is going to pay you back $200. But what they don't talk about is when you're in your dashboard, you do have to select the airline that you want to do this for. However, the good thing is I spoke with support, and basically you can select an airline, book your different incidental air travel fees, and then if you have other flights, you can change the airline within your dashboard. So if you travel a lot, I think this is a great perk. Another thing I found out, this is kind of like a secret, I guess. I don't know if it's still going to apply later on. You can go on United Travel Bank and basically fund that account with $200 with the Amex Business Platinum, and then you're going to get credited back, and that can basically be used like a gift card for United flights. So that's what I actually did, but this can change later, so you need to make sure you're updated on that because it might not count in the future. All right, the next pro is you can get global entry and TSA pre-check credit, as well as $189 in clear credit. So basically the card will credit you back if you purchase any of these, and I do highly recommend getting this. I basically have TSA pre-check, and I know global entry is kind of more annoying if you are trying to sign up for it because you have to fly internationally back to America and then do an interview, and I didn't really want to do all that because I figured I'd be too tired off of a plane. I don't want to do that interview, so I decided TSA was good enough for me, and that basically lets you go through TSA a lot faster because they have a separate line. You don't have to take off your shoes, take out the liquids, all this different stuff, and that applies more within America, not internationally, but but it just saves a lot more time. When you sign up for it, there's a fee, and basically they credit you back that fee, and it lasts you for 5 years. So having TSA PreCheck is really beneficial, and having it paid for is amazing. Number 5 is $120 in wireless credit. So every month I basically use it to pay down $10 a month towards my T-Mobile plan, so it's very worth it to me. Number 6 is the airport lounge access, which was really important to me because we've been traveling a lot, and other cards do have lounge access, but I feel like this one has the most lounge access. So this is going to include the Centurion Lounge, the Escape Lounges, as well as the Delta Sky Club, Lufthansa Lounge, Plaza Premium, Priority Pass lounges, as well as additional Global Lounge Collection partner lounges. So that includes a lot. I know that other cards might include like the Priority Pass, but this includes a lot more on top of it. And because we've been traveling a lot throughout Asia, they have a lot of Plaza Premium lounges that this card includes access to, and those are super nice, and it's been amazing just being able to go to those different ones. It's definitely a luxurious feeling being able to go to these lounges before your flights. Sometimes we would go even earlier to the airport because we know we could just lounge out there, go on our laptops, have unlimited food and drinks, and it just feels really good. The last one we were in Shanghai had like massage chairs, which was really nice, super big, super comfy. So I highly recommend lounge access. It just makes the travels much more enjoyable. Now, number 7, we have to talk about the welcome offer. The welcome bonus on this card is really hefty. It's usually over 100,000 points. And what happens is if you're able to spend a certain amount within a certain amount of months, depending on what the offer they give you is, you can get a ton of these points, which can be redeemed for free travel. I would only sign up for these credit cards if you're able to hit that welcome bonus, because I think it's way more worth it if you're able to do that. If you can't do that, I probably wouldn't sign up for this, but if you can, definitely check out the link in my description so you can snag that bonus. Number 8 is the solid value from redemption points, and I already kind of mentioned it before, but what I really mean by that is Amex lets you transfer your points to different airlines, so you can redeem your points for way better value. And I literally would have never been able to fly like first class without this type of structure. So that's why I'm really more invested in this whole credit card game, because you can fly more luxuriously and you don't have to spend a ton of money doing so. Number 9 is to get this business card, you actually don't have to have an established business. And I know this isn't really like a benefit, but this is something I wanted to address. Many people think that you need an LLC, but you might not have submitted your paperwork to get an LLC yet, or maybe you are in the beginning stages of your business. So instead, you can actually use your social security number when you are applying for the card. You don't need an EIN, and then you put yourself down as a sole proprietor. Just make sure you are providing accurate information so that you can still be eligible for this card. Number 10 is there are no foreign transaction fees. When you're abroad, you're still able to spend with this card and not have that transaction fee. So honestly, I look for a lot of these no foreign transaction fee cards when I am looking for a card, because it is very important when I'm traveling. I don't want to have to pay an extra 3% or whatever when I'm spending internationally. And then number 11, I'm just going to name other benefits, which I don't care about as much, but these benefits might matter to you. And I'm just going to go through this long list and look at my phone while I'm doing this. So there's the $360 in Indeed credit, and that's basically if you are hiring other people with Indeed, you can use it for that. I particularly don't do this. $150 Adobe credit. This is valid on select annual prepaid subscriptions, but the thing is, usually when you are using this Adobe credit, it has to be like one of those business packages, which costs a lot and is for a bunch of members in your company. So what I do is if I need like Photoshop, I can use the Dell credit and then buy Photoshop there, and that'll let me have it for a year. So I guess that's kind of the workaround. And then they also have cell phone protection up to $800 per claim, twice per 12 months with a $50 deductible. Hilton Honors Gold status, Marriott Bonvoy Gold Elite status, $100 in hotel experience credit on the hotel collection program. So there's all these other benefits that I don't really use, but I think these can still be really worth it for other people who use these type of benefits. Now let's go over the cons of holding this card. And honestly, my one and only con about this card is the price tag. This card costs a lot at $695 per year. So that's why I think that if you want to get this card, you have to make sure you're able to offset the cost with the benefits. For me, I'm using the Dell credits, the wireless credit, the airline credit, so that's already making up for the fees. I also recently had to renew my TSA, and that just allowed me to reap a ton of the benefits, and I still have a bunch of points to redeem for flights. So I feel like it's really worth it if you're able to strategize and see if it makes sense for you. And then like I mentioned, for the other benefits, if you do have a larger company, the Indeed credit and the Adobe credit could be really beneficial for you. So I would just say don't get this card if you can't offset that price with the benefits, but if you are able to, it can be really rewarding. So again, if it makes sense for you, go check it out in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on the pros and cons of the Amex Business Platinum card. It's made a world of difference for my travels, so definitely consider it. Look over the pros and cons and see if it makes sense for you. If you like this episode, smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified of my latest episodes, and I'll see you guys in the next one.